What if one of the most famous women in the world spent her final years desperately searching for happiness? Princess Diana was adored by millions, yet behind the cameras she battled loneliness, heartbreak, media obsession, and endless public scrutiny. In the months before her death, she was caught between two very different men, a future she wasn't sure about, and a life she was trying to rebuild. But was Diana finally finding peace, or was she heading toward an inevitable tragedy? Let's uncover the dramatic final chapter of the People's Princess. Few figures in modern history have captured the public imagination like Princess Diana. To some, she was a royal rebel. To others, she was a humanitarian icon. But beyond the headlines was a woman searching for love, freedom, and a life beyond the constraints of royalty. In this video, we'll explore Diana's troubled marriage to Prince Charles, her highly publicized relationships after divorce, the events leading up to her death in Paris, and why decades later people still debate what really happened that night. Let's get into it. He, fair tale that wasn't. In February 1981, the world celebrated what appeared to be a perfect royal romance. Prince Charles and Lady Diana Spencer announced their engagement, and Britain fell in love with the young future princess almost instantly. The sapphire engagement ring became iconic. The wedding captured global attention. Millions believed they were witnessing a modern fairy tale. But cracks existed from the very beginning. Diana was young, inexperienced, and deeply in love. Charles, however, was facing pressure from family and royal expectations. Friends close to the prince reportedly questioned whether the relationship was truly right for either of them. The warning signs were there long before they walked down the aisle. Still, on July 29, 1981, they married before a global audience. It became one of the most watched events in history. The world saw a dream come true. The reality would be very different. A marriage under pressure. As the years passed, the relationship began to unravel. The birth of Prince William in 1982 and Prince Harry in 1984 brought joy to the family. But it did not solve the growing problems between Charles and Diana. The couple struggled with different personalities, different expectations, and increasing emotional distance. At the center of much of the tension was Camilla Parker Bowles. Diana became increasingly aware of the bond between Charles and Camilla. One of the most dramatic moments reportedly came when Diana confronted Camilla directly at a private party in 1989. It was a moment that symbolized the collapse of Diana's hopes for reconciliation. Feeling isolated and unheard, Diana found herself trapped in a marriage that seemed impossible to repair. Yet she continued performing her royal duties and raising her sons while maintaining a brave public face. Behind closed doors, however, the emotional toll was immense. He inter VW, that shock, he Monarchy. In 1995, Diana did something almost unthinkable. She sat down for a television interview and spoke openly about her personal struggles. Millions watched as she discussed depression, bulimia, loneliness, and the breakdown of her marriage. Then came the line that would become one of the most famous statements in royal history. There were 3 of us in this marriage, so it was a bit crowded. The interview sent shockwaves through Britain. For the first time, a senior royal had publicly revealed such intimate details about life inside the monarchy. Many people admired Diana's honesty. Others believed the interview damaged the institution. But one thing was certain. Nothing would ever be the same again. Soon afterward, Queen Elizabeth II encouraged Charles and Diana to formally divorce. Their marriage officially ended in 1996. Searching for love after divorce. After leaving royal life behind, Diana entered a new chapter. She remained one of the most recognizable women on earth, but privately she was still searching for something she felt had always been missing: love. One of the most important relationships of her life was with heart surgeon Hasnat Khan. Unlike celebrities or aristocrats, Khan lived a relatively ordinary life. Many people close to Diana later described him as her true soulmate. She reportedly imagined a future with him and even introduced him to William and Harry. But their relationship faced enormous pressure. The media attention surrounding Diana made normal life nearly impossible. Eventually, the relationship ended. Heartbroken once again, Diana found herself at a crossroads. And then came Dodi Fayed, Diana and Dodi Fayed. In the summer of 1997, Diana began spending time with Dodi Fayed, the son of businessman Mohammed Al-Fayed. Photographs of the pair vacationing together dominated newspaper front pages around the world. Luxury yachts, Mediterranean cruises, romantic headlines. The images created the impression that Diana had found a new love and perhaps even a new future. But behind the scenes, questions remained. Some of Diana's closest friends later claimed she still had strong feelings for Hasnat Khan. Others believed she was genuinely exploring a new relationship with Dodi. Regardless of the truth, the media frenzy surrounding the couple became overwhelming. Every move was photographed. Every appearance became front-page news. The spotlight that had followed Diana throughout her life was now more intense than ever. He night, that changed history. On August 30th, 1997, Diana and Dodi arrived in Paris. Photographers followed them relentlessly throughout the day. That evening, they attempted to avoid the waiting paparazzi by leaving the Ritz Hotel through a rear entrance. Shortly after midnight, they departed in a black Mercedes. Moments later, disaster struck. Inside the Pont de l'Alma tunnel, the vehicle crashed into a concrete pillar. The impact was devastating. Dodi Fayed died at the scene. Driver Henry Paul also lost his life. Bodyguard Trevor Rees-Jones survived with severe injuries. Diana was still alive when emergency services arrived. She was transported to hospital, but despite extensive efforts by doctors, she died several hours later. She was just 36 years old. The world woke up to shocking news. The people's princess was gone. Grief, questions, and conspiracies. The reaction was unlike anything seen before. Millions mourned around the world. Flowers piled up outside royal residences. Television networks interrupted regular programming. For many people, it felt impossible to believe. In the years that followed, numerous conspiracy theories emerged. Some questioned the role of the paparazzi. Others focused on the driver, the route taken, or alleged missing evidence. Official investigations ultimately concluded that the crash resulted from a combination of excessive speed and dangerous circumstances. Yet for many, unanswered questions continued to fuel speculation. More than 2 decades later, debates still persist. But amid all the theories, one fact remains undeniable. The world lost one of its most beloved public figures. Legacy of the Princess. Diana's impact extends far beyond the tragedy of her death. She transformed public perceptions of royalty. She brought attention to causes many people ignored. She connected with ordinary people in ways few public figures ever have. Whether comforting hospital patients, supporting charities, or simply speaking with warmth and compassion, Diana made people feel seen. That is why her memory endures. Not because she was perfect, but because she was human. Her struggles were visible, her emotions were real, and her ability to connect with others was extraordinary. Princess Diana's story remains one of the most fascinating and emotional chapters in modern royal history. From a shy young aristocrat to a global icon, her journey was filled with triumph, heartbreak, controversy, and compassion. But what do you think? Was Hasnat Khan truly Diana's greatest love? Or do you believe she was building a future with Dodi Fayed? Let us know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into royal history, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more stories from inside the royal family. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.